Sauna.
I don't work out at all. I play tennis a lot,
Okay.
and I get a high from this conversation.
That
Self-destructive, hated my self-loathing.
I
I
shouldn't laugh.
bad self-image.
Yeah.
It's a nervous chuckle. It's fine.
Yeah.
But similar to that one. Did you miss the joke?
Well,
What the
you were
hell?
supposed to laugh.
What the frick, dude? That's like an awesome joke. So I
Mhm.
didn't have a drinking problem. I had a thinking problem. I interpreted the world incorrectly because it was supposed to serve me. I was unhappy.
That I'm just so disgusted by it.
So the lingering reservation is, I wish I could still drink.
Me too. Yeah.
Not me.
I know.
Because I knew I was living in contradiction to what my purpose was.
There is no safe amount of alcohol to consume.
The damaging your body and the poison? Yeah. Right. But people aren't honest with themselves. Based on what? Fear. Fear of change. Fear of being exposed. Fear of being honest.
Not when I'm drinking like margaritas, though, then I go crazy. So.
No, it's like he cocked his body to look at me, and I'm like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" So I cocked my body, and he says, "Son, I'm going to tell you 3 things. The first is you're never."
This is
Thank you.
Mocktails or
Messy.
and you are listening to Ryan Frankowski and
Guess who's back? It's me.
Kelly's back in the studio and we have Jason B. Grant.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, nice to meet you guys.
We are so grateful to have Jason B. Grant in the studio. He is a man of many titles.
So first and foremost, I am a sober individual, 5+ years, and currently I own a company called Medici Importers Global, which is a boutique fine wine and food import company and distribution company, primarily focused on Italian products.
Nice.
And it's based here in Pittsburgh. And none of it would have been possible unless I put down a bottle.
Amen to that. I am 2 years sober, Jason, so we have that in common. When I first saw your interview on KDKA.
Yeah, Rob Pratt. I have an interview with Rob Pratt. We did that two Saturdays ago.
Yeah, and it's a conflicting argument because in the, Kelly's sober curious, I'm sober, and, we really have this like duality, like where she loves her like vino at night. So we
Right.
thought that it was the perfect fit, the
Right.
wine connoisseur distribution guy from
Right.
Italy, and you're also sober. So that's very contradicting. Can you explain that?
Yeah, I can explain it pretty simply. A matter of fact, that Rob Pratt interview, initially it was supposed to be about my company.
Yeah.
And Medici, and I was, a little bit of promo.
Right.
But it quickly turned into a conversation about sobriety. And for me, that was an easy, like, let's just forget about the company. If we can affect one person's life in a positive way, that is the ultimate kind of responsibility and contract with the universe that I signed when I became sober. So if there's somebody that can be helped, then I'm here for it. So how does that work? I was in food and beverage for a very long time, and as most people know, the food and beverage industry is wrought with addiction problems and other things, and just because of the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
We both were
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
We've been bartenders,
bartenders,
servers.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
After work, like,
Yeah.
So
many
yeah,
wild
shot in a
nights.
beer
Yes.
before the last guest leaves.
Yeah.
It's kinda, so I was a director of operations for a small group here in Pittsburgh, and we're talking 2020, early
Uh-huh.
2020, and things got really ugly for me, and we can get into that in a little bit. But I had reached the end of my drinking career. I'm at the max fill limit. This body can take no more. So afterwards, it was COVID, right? So the world shut down.
Yeah.
And my interpretation was the universe shut the world down so that I could get sober. And that was the clue I took. That's the attitude I took. So it was like a beautiful thing. It was like all stars aligning for me to change my life. So some time passed. We reopened one of the stores. I focused on selling wine only. I wanted to quit. My owner, I'm very loyal to him. He gave me the opportunity to get sober, and he said, "Just focus on selling wine." And I excelled. We sold out of one store, one restaurant, $1 million in bottles of wine.
And that was
So
in
it's
how many years?
1 year,
Oh my
2022.
God.
So it was so unfathomable. So the Rivers Casino bought the most in Allegheny County, then the Duquesne Club, then I think Capitol Grill, and then us, which was mind blowing. So I wanted to quit. And I saw a window of opportunity in the market to do something different than the big guys. The big guys were kind of just like looking at me like a sale and no personal, genuine care and concern for me as a business operator. And so I flipped it. I was like, I'm going to do everything I can for the business and think of myself last, and put like we can repeat it, genuine care and concern for somebody else's business, and the money is a byproduct of doing the right thing. So the synergy. So I'm sober, right, and I am spiritually connected. So there's no temptation for me, and I can get into that a little bit later. But people who are tempted should not be doing what I'm doing.
Right. That's
Yeah, 'cause
what
I
it
was gonna
is.
ask how that works.
So I interact. I started the company because first my sobriety was stable based on being a spiritually connected person. Then I saw a window of opportunity for a new business, and I knew the product intimately. So I drank
Right.
for 36 years straight.
Yeah,
I
okay.
power
You have a
drank
good
most of that time.
resume. Yeah.
Right. And I have the ability to characterize and profile wine far better than I ever did drinking it by just smelling it.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
when I test wine to see if it's going to be fit for my portfolio, I smell it
You do? Okay.
and I don't sip it. I
Okay.
can tell you more specifically what it tastes like by smelling it now than I ever did.
That's
So,
impressive.
That's
well,
like a superpower.
Are you like a dog too?
Well,
Canine?
right. Well, I mean, a lot of things happen when you get sober. Like there are a lot of things that are dog-like. But,
Yeah.
like libido goes up to
Oh
11.
my God.
I mean, might as well
I
say
mean,
it.
I feel like addictions just shift.
Yeah,
you know?
no. But like I was 232 pounds. I was a big, fat, bloated mess.
You know what? I saw that. I didn't even recognize you. You look
Right.
like you were like 10 years older
Yeah,
with the
it
weight.
it's profound what the transition that somebody can take. There is nothing that is impossible
Yeah.
in this life.
Well, you definitely are like my new idol mentor, truthfully, because I am struggling. The first year sober, I was totally fine with it. I could be around it. I wanted her to drink. I wanted people to drink and be fine with it. I was just so like kind of away from it. And then the second year, I feel like it was harder for me, like which I'm now 2 years. And I'm like, I don't want to like dip back into it, but I feel like I just kind of have to remove myself from it. So I give you a lot of kudos that you have a business and you're like involved with everyone who's drinking around you. Now, is it hard to be around alcoholic drunks?
Yeah. So that very specific, like, well, yes. So it doesn't bother me when everybody is drinking. The moment they get semi sloppy or
Yes.
switch, then I'm like, okay, I'm about out.
You're
So,
gonna like dip out.
And then the worst result is dating and who is my partner.
Yeah.
And I learned the hard way. So I had been single for 13 years, 10 of which I was undateable because I was a big fat bloated mess, self-destructive, hated my self-loathing. I was
shouldn't laugh.
bad self-image.
Yeah.
It's a nervous chuckle. It's fine.
Yeah.
But similar to that one. But
Kelly's being like very understanding and serious.
no. So and then you get involved because you're lonely, right? But you feel like you're ready, and you overlook red flags. You overlook things because part of you is still needy in the sense that like I need affection, I need adoration, or not adoration, but acceptance. And so I got involved with the wrong person. And initially, I would recognize I was like, okay, I cannot date you anymore if you're going to smell like wine every day.
Yeah.
Because it's on your breath, right? And I know myself well enough to know that that's not going to work.
Right.
So she abbreviated her drinking and adjusted, but it was always an issue. Like we'd go out. Can I have another glass of wine? I'm like, oh shit, why is she asking me? This is uncomfortable. Like, and then 2 years pass, and even though I couldn't, so it's a very interesting concept. The universe gives you signals and signs of when to proceed and when not to proceed. So I ignored the signs to not proceed. And then the universe said, you know what? You couldn't do it, so we're going to clean this up for you, and it's not going to be pretty. So the result was it ended very badly. So interesting. But to your point about like being around people who drink, again, it doesn't bother me as long as they don't switch. and
Right.
get weird, like extra laughy, extra laughy, a little bit of light, they're buzzed, right? Where she's
Yeah.
totally cool, but
Mhm.
there is something about like, oh, that's not you anymore.
That
Yeah.
switch bothers me too.
Well, and you know
Yeah.
what? I feel like me and her used to push the limit when we would drink. We would get super provocative, inappropriate, flirty, and she's married to my best friend.
Yeah.
And it was just like he didn't care. He was like, "Ah, they're just whatever." But now that I'm sober, I like respect that boundary, even though he was very fine with us being like touchy, like just being inappropriate. And it was like, I now see like I made the switch and I could see when you did have the switch. Then I was like, we're going into these weird waters of like, you know what? We got to respect our partners. We
Right.
have to like get it together. But I think a lot of people now don't like us, Jason, because we are very judgy in their eyes
So
because they
you-
want to switch and they want to have fun.
Mm-hmm. It's a fine line. So you just, for me, I can only speak for me. I choose very uh, strictly who I want to be with. So
Okay.
I don't navigate where I know that I might be in a situation where somebody might feel judged. So
Yeah.
the other person, like very good example is this person I was seeing. She felt judged all the time.
Right.
And it's unfair to her because I'm the one with the drinking problem.
How
She doesn't
many
have
years
one.
sober were you when you started dating her?
3.
Okay, so that's a long enough time.
Yeah, it was. It was so, but it wasn't long enough for me to learn another. Like we're gonna go like really down a stretch here. Like people repeat patterns.
Yes.
And so this relationship was another repetition, but it was new because it was the sober version.
Yes.
So now I took away from that relationship what I've been waiting to learn for my life, my entire life. Like it was a very similar situation where I ended up getting found her with another man, so I got my heart broken. But this time, I didn't wallow. I replaced it with with the learning experience. So I'm
Right.
sober enough, clear enough, self-aware enough to say, why did I stay? And so, it's the growth happened versus regression or repetition.
I love that. Yeah, we're all about that. And I am curious though, what was your final breaking point where you were like, okay, I have to be sober now.
Yeah.
You got a
If-
messy
If
story?
you're comfortable sharing.
It was dark, so
Okay.
there are lots of I can go into some messy situations, but in 2010 I got a divorce, and because well, I didn't have a Coke problem, I just really liked the way it smelled, and my girl thought that I had a Coke problem, and this is in Austin. Did you miss the joke? I didn't have a cocaine problem. I just really liked the way it smelled.
Well,
What the
you were
hell?
supposed to
I
laugh.
was-
What the frick, dude? That's like an awesome joke. And nobody responded.
Do you know what's funny, Jason? Is I have heard so many people say that joke.
Oh, really?
I've never
Yeah.
heard
I
it.
never heard anybody
Oh
say
my
it
God.
until
My uncle says it all the time.
Oh,
Shout
okay.
out to Uncle Lloyd. He's like, I don't like cocaine. I just like the way it smells.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Oh shit.
Okay, good.
Well, now
I'm just
wah
like-
wah.
It's a
I'm
dad
done.
joke. I
It's a
like
dad-
it. Okay.
Well, I am 54.
Oh, okay, but
I-
you're not a dad yet.
No.
Yeah.
I've never had a child. Okay, so it got really dark.
Yes.
And so leading
And
up,
that's typical.
right, to the point where I was always working, but I was a functional
Alcoholic.
like a fifth of day in the early part of 2020.
What kind of fifth?
Fifth of Crown. Of all
Ooh,
things.
he was fancy.
No. I reduced to Crown. I was
Oh!
at Bullet,
Oh,
and then I was at Eagle
God.
Rare, and then I'm like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna get like a $30 bottle, and I was at Crown.
We would make Washington apples all the time.
Yeah.
and
Used to, yeah.
and it was, so I was drinking like a fifth a day, and then toward the latter part or early part of March, I was like in a permanent blackout, and then on
And you were still working.
yeah, I was still
And
going to work every day,
driving.
and I was sending emails, and I was like in front of people, and people were aware, but nobody was saying anything.
Yeah.
Well,
I
because
mean,
you're a charismatic guy, you're probably entertaining. You're not causing drama.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you're drinking that much, there comes, and so I would wait till after work so that the work hours became shorter and shorter. Because so a 10-hour shift, no, I can't wait 10 hours. I can wait 8 maybe, but no, now I'm waiting 6. So there was a moment while you're working that you break a sweat and you start like it's time, hanging on by a fingernail grip
To grab that
to re out
beverage.
just because you are. It's beyond a mental craving. It's now a complete physical craving.
That gives me the
Oh.
chills. Like
So
that's
I was,
crazy.
and I will
Well, we
be, I
know
will be as
that.
graphic as humanly possible because somebody in earshot may have this experience and not
Absolutely.
be telling anybody.
Mhm.
But I would wait till the liquor store opened, being so sick in the car that I would vomit bile out the door, then run into the liquor store, knowing I had to get liquor in me, take a huge chug, it wouldn't sit well, throw that up, and then down more just to get back home. It was dark,
That's
like
really dark.
really dark.
I thank you for sharing that. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that could definitely help somebody.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of alcoholic I was.
Right.
So there now,
There's many versions.
right, and so
So,
to
I'm
the
sorry. So you'd be like throwing up because your body needed it?
no,
Is that
I
or
could. It was an involuntary response. Like I
wow.
was,
Okay.
I was hospitalized. Well,
Uh-huh.
I went to the hospital once because I couldn't stop dry heaving.
Oh
It
my
was
Okay.
like a
God.
muscle spasm
Oh,
that I was going through.
okay.
Um, it became intense. So the next part is the inexplicable part. So I'd like to tell you in the last week of me of drinking and what happened next, because that's the real interesting part. So I'll just back up to say one thing. I was a very spiritual person. I am a very deeply spiritual person,
Mhm.
and
Always?
always.
Mhm.
That's where do you
But
get
it
that from?
fundamentally happened when I was 17, and I had a unique spiritual experience, a love experience, where it was as if God, the universe, let's call it the universe, God, very simply can be used, not the God on a cloud, but let's just say anything you believe in
Mhm.
is God. Gave me an eyedropper full, like he's like, okay, Jason is turning 17. There's this moment in time. Let me drop an eyedropper full of what life's purpose of, his meaning, and let him go. And I was unable to live it because I had none of the tools necessary to actualize what was given to me. So I lived a life for 30 plus years that resulted in a tremendous amount of suffering,
Mhm.
deep, profound suffering, guilt, self loathing, because I knew I was living in contradiction to what my purpose was.
Right.
So here I am inside knowing there's something beautiful waiting to bloom, waiting to be shared, to share. That's the whole point. And it worked. It was alive for about 3 months, 4 months after this event, but then life just started piling up and I had no idea how to navigate life. So all these years pass, and here I am in the last week of drinking, and I'm drinking a handle a day, plus a pint. The
Oh.
pint was just to get from the liquor store
Yeah.
back
A
home.
pint like of Yingling
A
or
pint of Crown,
oh my
and then a
God.
handle of Crown,
Yeah.
just to
That's a
get to the next day
lot. Were
Yeah.
you diluting it or were you just drinking it neat?
from the bottle. I was killing. I was drinking suicidally without being suicidal,
Mm-hmm.
and I was on my knees talking to what I believe this universal consciousness is that I am a part of, and begging for help.
Yeah.
And so that week was a complete and utter blackout. I had been introduced to somebody via phone that could help me by somebody else, by a friend who won't mind me mentioning his name. His name is Clint Hurdle. He's the former manager of the Pirates. He's my friend. He's like, I'm not in Pittsburgh. I can't help you, but this guy can. So
Was
I
he
would call,
sober?
huh?
This friend of yours was sober?
Clint Hurdle is the ex-manager of the Pirates, is famously sober for 20 plus years.
Nice.
And he's like, oh, this guy in Pittsburgh can help you. I would call this guy at 10 a.m. To meet him at 4. This is starting on Monday. I'd be drunk by 11, cancel the meeting, tell him I made up something about my grandmother. But on that following Sunday, after a week straight of drinking, I said, I must have said, but I was in a blackout, you have to come get me. And he comes to get me. I'm told I was resistant. He drops me off at Mercy Detox. I wake up from Mercy Detox.
Right up here.
Right up there. I wake up unhappy in every way. Why am I here? This guy starts calling me. All right, I'm on the floor phone. Hey, don't worry about it. You're going to be happier than you've ever been in your life. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm not picking up what this guy's laying down. I ordered booze from the park. It was COVID time, so I had my credit card number memorized, the cell phone number of the GM at the liquor store. I already ordered booze from the detox floor.
Oh my God.
5 days later, he picks me up. Now, here's the interesting part.
And who's picked you up?
So his name is Tony.
Uh-huh.
Tony Barco. He won't mind me mentioning his name. He is a member of Alcoholics Anonymous, and so am I.
Nice.
He picks me up, and I'm like, he had a smiley face pins. He's like, you don't worry, you look great. you look great. And he gets me in his car, and I was still resistant in every way. And then the next 2 minutes changed my life forever. He cocked his body from his driver's seat to look at me. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? You know? So I cocked my body to look at him. And he says, son, I'm going to tell you 3 things. The first is you're never going to be alone another day in your life. And for some reason, that was exactly what I needed to hear. It froze and arrested the chaotic white noise of static that was going in my war zone of a brain and allowed me to be receptive and to actually listen to somebody else, because I'm a compulsive talker. Not so much.
I like it.
But
we can understand. We relate.
And so I was able to listen, and I cried, and I just locked in to whatever he was saying. And he said, the second thing is that there's nothing you could ever say to impress me or repulse me.
That's cool.
So what is the interpretation of that? For me, it was, I can be honest.
Right.
It's
for
a
the first
window
time.
For one of the first times in my life, because for so long, I was a liar. I would lie to impress you, to feel better about myself.
Sounds like him.
Yeah.
So these are like things. I'm no shame in saying it.
Yeah, these are common traits for alcoholics, and
Totally,
and
yeah.
even just like non-alcoholics, but like even people that abuse like drugs or booze or
100%.
I'm sorry, like even THC is now the new drinking.
So I used to be a huge pothead, and
After alcohol?
No.
During.
Before, like
okay.
So I grew up in Miami, so we partied.
I was gonna say you don't seem like a Pittsburgher.
No, I grew up on the beach. Everything you did in the woods, I did on the beach. So alcohol, coke, and pot were like mainstays. And so, one fell away before the other. So coke fell away first, then pot. Then the one thing I never thought that would stick around was booze, because because my body was never. I'm not like built to be a big drinker. That's why I gained 90 pounds.
Yeah.
My body's not, built for drinking. And that's why when I stopped, it went back to like normal,
Amen.
But let me finish the thought. That moment in time in the car was the last urge I had to drink.
Wow.
Prior to getting in the car, I wanted to drink. When I got out of the car, it never returned. So what happened?
Yeah, tell me.
Here's the thing. That God that's this part of the universe that I believe I'm this universal consciousness that I'm a part of. I believe my obligation that I knew back when I was 17 is to be somewhat of a representation of a human corporeal instrument of. And so when I had done enough suffering, God said, "Dink, you're done suffering. Now go help people." So
Incredible.
So
gives me the chills.
Yeah, I know. I have the chills. You're a great storyteller.
So the point is, it's inexplicable. So why put a question mark where the universe puts a period? There's no reason for me to kind of try and figure it out.
Yeah.
Why do some people struggle and relapse? I don't know. I know that I'm here
Right.
for my purpose, is to be kind, generous, compassionate, empathic,
Yeah.
honest as I possibly can be. I still am vain. I can't seem to shed that one, and I still
I mean, we're
crave.
all humans are,
Right,
right?
I
but-
mean, is this a hair commercial? I feel like I'm in a hair commercial right now. You
No.
changed the hair.
But here's
We're competing.
here's the cool thing, though. If we endeavor to evolve for the rest of our lives, a little bit at a time, right? So a little bit,
Yeah.
we can do no wrong, really. The only bad decision is no decision at all. So I don't regret anything. I needed every
Yep.
nanosecond of pain that I inflicted on others, as well as myself, to get to who I am today. So there's no other, and it could have been no other way. Life, or your entire life, every nanosecond of it brought us to this conversation. Dominoes fell just exactly to here we are. And
I agree.
And it could have been no other way. So to think, oh, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, it's insanity.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous thinking. Oh, I should have done this. I should have done that.
Right.
You didn't.
I
So why
know.
second guess it?
Yeah, we have to go through these things to really kind of appreciate, the foundation to where we are today. I know that Kelly is sober curious. I'm sober, and I definitely am inspired by that story because, I'm definitely just tempted a little bit here and there because I was like, oh, well, I've only had like maybe 5 problems in my life. Like, oh, I woke up in jail, or oh, I might have, had a fight with somebody, or oh, maybe I was 40 pounds overweight. But then you kind of get to this point where you hear your story and you're like, you need to get it in check now because you never know. So like, thank you for opening up and sharing something that is very, where did you kind of, I mean, Kelly, I'm sure you have a couple questions regarding his story.
I mean, absolutely. I have so many questions. You go ahead.
Well, I just think, where did you get to the comfort level to be open about it? Were you always open? Immediate.
Because here's the I think of things in a very global way, like the to the nth degree.
Yeah.
So I needed help because I was on a death path, and somebody
Right.
said yes to me. So my immediate impulse is to help somebody else.
Absolutely.
So you only get to keep what you give away.
yeah.
So, and I will say that when you say, okay, people have like, they're overweight or they had a few bad run-ins and there's like, some warning signs, alcohol's been involved with some problems. For me, I was bankrupt spiritually. And so, and emotionally, mentally, so there was any warning signs of that those things might be ahead or coming or happening a little bit in your life. I would say address.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing I could tell people is that if they think they have an alcohol problem and they're trying to control their alcohol intake, isn't it already out of control if you're trying to control it?
Exactly. Amen.
So,
You have to be honest with yourself, though.
I
And people aren't honest with
know.
themselves.
and this is the key.
Yeah,
Why
this
though?
is-
Right?
yeah.
So here's the crust of the biscuit. So like that question, right? People aren't honest with themselves. Based on what? Fear.
Yeah.
Fear of change. Fear of being exposed. Fear of being honest. So
Because you
It's-
can't hide behind the numbing effect.
correct.
And I think too, like, I used to be like, oh, if I heard your story like 5 years ago, I would have been like, oh, well, I'm not like
That
that.
bad. I'm not that
Yeah.
bad. Right.
But
That's
then
a very-
guess what?
Right.
That is a problem in itself. And I think a lot of people that will be listening,
Mhm.
there are so many variations to it.
So you said, I'm not that bad. What does that do? That's a comparison
Yeah.
rather than a relatability. You're trying to compare versus
Right.
relate.
Yes.
So instead of saying, oh, I'm not that bad, and I'm just saying this for the listener,
Yeah.
What is similar, if anything?
Well, I could tell you right now, the similar fact is something happened with me, and I had a similar conversation, called somebody, they reached out, it was at a bar, and he
That's
just
awesome.
said, "You will never be alone anymore."
Yeah,
And
let me tell you. So you are very extroverted.
yeah,
So am I. It is galactic loneliness that I had, even though I was always surrounded by people, always engaged, always enigmatic, or
well
alive,
liked,
charismatic,
yeah.
and right, but so lonely.
Isn't
And
that so insane?
for some reason, that's a big that's a spot where if you feel that that's removed and you have companionship or fellowship or understanding by another human, or like when somebody
Yeah,
judges
I
you
know what
without
you're
judgment,
Yes,
that's freeing.
absolutely.
I wanted to see what's on that paper.
Oh, I know. I mean, that was a lot. Thank you for
I'm
sharing
s-
all that.
sorry.
But it makes
We
like
love
using
it, we
I'm sorry
love
that I
it.
go off.
it's okay.
Oh,
No, this makes
no.
this even more
I was
interesting.
getting a little teary-eyed, to be honest.
I didn't see one. I didn't see it well up, but
I
you could.
was like,
I'll
I don't
believe you.
I
So I do find it interesting that you started Medici. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
And you're selling wine. Do you feel any guilt when you're selling wine? Like,
No,
how?
not whatsoever. I'll give you an example why. So I guess I don't bring it to the same extreme as like if I was a heroin dealer,
Right.
but I could understand where they're coming from.
because
Um,
it is ethanol,
uh,
alcohol.
no, I'm saying it is your choice.
Right.
So
Okay.
I sell, okay, of the people who imbibe in my products that I import, I would say a very small percentage are alcoholics.
Mhm.
And as was I, it's my personal path.
Mhm.
If I wanted to drink, there's nothing that could stop me. And if I wanted to stop drinking, there's nothing that could stop me. So I don't feel guilt at all. No.
Mhm.
That is on that side of the table. If you're, it's everywhere. It's other people treat it as a commodity, other companies. I don't. I'm a
Mhm.
storyteller
Mhm.
and I represent families, but it's still something that I can choose to pick up or choose not to pick up.
Mhm.
And that is the choice that everybody makes on their own. So no, I
Yeah.
don't feel
I
guilty.
think knowing the statistics and even like there is no safe amount of alcohol to consume.
I don't. I mean, safe in the terms that like is it damaging your body and is it poison? Yeah, but like
Right.
safe as far as like. So I have a friend. You could say he drinks alcoholically, but he's not.
Okay.
Like this guy's 84. In front of him at dinner is a white wine glass, a red wine glass, and a martini all at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
And he's like fine,
Uh-huh.
and he has a beautiful outlook on life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's just different strokes for different folks. It's so personal.
Right.
So whoever is listening, that if you've got an issue.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't even want to be around it right now. And I feel like that's my issue right now.
Well, then
And
don't be.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of why we wanted to open up about it because she still wants to have it with
Yeah,
dinner.
sure.
And right now
That's her
I'm
right.
going through that phase of my sobriety that I'm just so disgusted by it. Like,
But you could be disgusted by it yourself. But
Yeah.
are you disgusted by it when other people? We talked about this.
maybe
so,
I'm
yeah.
a little envious
so that
right
so that-
now.
So that may be a lingering reservation that you have. So
Yeah.
you're not. So the lingering reservation is, I wish I could still drink.
Me too. Yeah.
Not me.
I know. I know.
I'm
I
talking
guess
about
I'm
you.
like I'm listening and I'm like, yeah, I wish I could, but then I
Right.
didn't have that the first year.
That's a process, right?
Yeah.
And I would I would be rigorously self-aware to think, why am I
Yeah.
feeling this now? So there's a thing called metacognition. I don't know if you ever heard of it. So I didn't hear it till recently. When you're thinking something, so the genesis of a thought, right? So all of a sudden, like you're feeling, all of a sudden you're like this, you have this small angst when you see your friend have a glass of wine. You're like, that's making me feel a little weird.
Yeah.
Kind of like I want. I wish I could have one. Then stepping outside of that thought and saying, why am I thinking that? What is happening in me that I'm thinking
Yeah,
that?
like, am I uncomfortable?
Just to analyze why you're thinking something is called metacognition. So it's stepping out of the thought and analyzing the thought.
Mm-hmm.
So this
It's
is
a good way to put it.
well. So this is the difference between somebody who's self-aware
Yes.
to a degree where they can effect change in their thinking. So I
Mhm.
didn't have a drinking problem. I had a thinking problem. I interpreted the world incorrectly because it was supposed to serve me. So if it wasn't fitting the box that I wanted it to fit, I was unhappy. But knowing that I only can control this small circle that surrounds my body and the way I think, and nobody else or nothing else, that realization has quelled my anxiety,
Mhm.
my overworking brain. I don't project into the future because it's not here. I don't try and rewrite the past because it's an exercise in futility. I try to live this exact moment in time, just like I said before, because this now with you is comfortable and perfect. So if we
Mhm.
collect and link the nows together, it's always good.
Yeah.
When I walk to my car, I'll be positive, thinking positively. I'll reflect on this conversation. When I get in my car, I won't be angry at the driver in front of me because there's no point in that.
Right.
So every now can be good and comfortable if you make it one.
Mhm.
I feel like I need to listen to that every day because
I
like that
know.
just made my anxiety levels go down just hearing you say that, like, because it makes so much sense,
Right.
but I never thought
Right.
that myself
Like what
before,
we're
you know?
saying next, like the conversation is going to go where it goes.
Right.
I was a little nervous coming in, right? A little, but a
You
lot
fooled
less than
us.
I ever was in my past.
Mm-hmm.
And now that the conversation is going, we just fly
Yeah.
because this is all it's about is flying.
Yeah.
Untethered by anxieties, fears, self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
All that's for the birds.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I love what you said. Like, just
Yeah.
kind of get out of the thought. Like, remove yourself. Zoom out. Like, I'm almost
That's
thinking
right.
about like a movie. Like you're
That's right.
watching your own
Yeah.
movie.
What do they? Yeah. Yes.
Zoom out.
I think of it that
thought
way too.
bubble.
I think of that
And
way
you're
too.
like the little person,
yes.
Ryan or Jason or Kelly. Why are you feeling the need to drink now
Right.
that you
right,
didn't
right,
have that
Right.
like a year ago?
Exactly. It's called self-awareness.
Yes.
In the moment.
Right.
So this is what happens to people. They don't arrest their thinking in the moment. It just like kind of happens and happens and happens. And they're like, then angst arises and you're like, well, what's going on with me lately? Well, arrest it as it's happening
Yeah.
and collect yourself and pause and analyze and say, it's something will most likely be from an old pattern of thinking
Mm-hmm.
that was before you stopped drinking, like an old anxiety, an old like insecurity or old self-consciousness, like, oh, I'm self-conscious about this, maybe I'm not fitting in anymore, or something just silly.
Yeah.
But you can get to that point if you think about it.
Amen.
Yeah, you are so wise.
No,
I know, like
none of this happens. Listen,
overnight.
no. I mean, 90% of what I'm saying, maybe 75%, was handed to me by somebody else. But the difference between being handed information and using it is like shoe polish, right? It only works when you apply it. Somebody can give me this most profound, like enlightened concept, and I'm like, yeah, cool. I love that.
Yeah.
But if I don't feel it to the core of me, and it's part of the sinew of my thinking, then it means nothing.
Yeah.
It falls short. Only when
Definitely.
it's applied, like shoe polish, can it work.
Well, I want to know what school you went to because you definitely are sounding very intelligent.
I never finished. I didn't go past high school.
Oh my God.
I went
So
to a
you
Catholic
would've
all-boys
thought-
school in Miami, and I paid a lot of attention, and I used to read. I watch a shit ton of movies, and I grew up on movies. And I think I absorbed most of my language, my vocabulary, from movies.
Oh,
That's the honest
wow.
truth.
That's awesome. You don't have to read books to do that, right?
I like words. I like words because it's all we have. So so the more specific and descriptive the word is,
Yeah.
the better we can express ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know what I'm saying? Does
Yeah.
that make sense to
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Like I can relay an idea and a sentiment to you better if I use the right word.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you have a
we
limited-
struggle with our words.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. I mean, we have like a limited vocabulary, but we're honest about it. You know,
Yeah.
we do like to talk about like, you know, learning from somebody that like has gone through certain parts of their life, like yourself, and like kind of also apply it to our own life, like you're
Right.
saying about the shoe polish. And I know
Yes.
like myself, I want to learn more about how you are kind of dealing with this whole like transformation of people like talking about like, oh, alcohol's bad for you, like the sales are down, Gen Zs are like taking out the equation, bars and restaurants aren't selling as much.
Yeah, I think it's ebb and flow of lifestyles, right? So, like, I guess look at the '60s. Everybody started dropping out and taking acid and smoking weed.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a cultural trend, and I'm okay with it.
Right.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
okay with it. I think people don't want to be like the generation of before them, you know,
Right.
so they're like, oh, it's not cool to smoke cigarettes anymore, but I'll vape. You know, speaking
Yeah.
of which,
Yeah.
I'll take a vape break in a second.
Yeah.
But I think it's natural. Like I
Yeah.
don't have an opinion that it's like bad or good. I think it's if anybody's making a healthy choice, then it's a good choice.
Right.
But it may change. You know, I mean,
Oh,
it's,
for sure. You make a good point.
yeah, I think it's just a cultural shift. It's not like anything
Yeah.
specific. I think it's
Yeah.
people don't want to be like their forefathers, you know, their fathers, parents' generation, and if they see them sitting around a table drinking multiple bottles of wine, they're like, oh, we're gonna do something different. You know.
Uh-huh. Well,
Yeah.
and wine to me seems like the classiest of the alcohols, right? Like it's paired with a nice meal, or, you know, you feel like she's never been like into liquor or beer, but like when it comes to wine, like she's like,
What
I
do you
like my
about
wine.
Kelly?
I think it is that feeling like, oh, I'm sipping my wine. And like, I do like the taste of it. I don't like the taste of beer.
It's also a different buzz.
Yeah, it
a
probably
vapor
is.
buzz. They just
yeah,
call it the
I
vapor
feel pretty
buzz.
like in control when I have wine. I mean, not when I'm drinking like margaritas though. Then I go crazy. So.
No, it's like it's like walking in a warm vapor trail. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I remember.
yeah.
My feeling about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Do you
Gosh.
miss that feeling?
no.
No.
My
You get
what
a
I
dopamine high from working out and going to the sauna.
I don't work out at all. I play tennis a lot,
Okay.
and I get a high from this conversation.
That's amazing.
So my ultimate purpose in life is to find happiness, peace of mind, and serenity. So I actively meditate every day to be in more aligned, conscious contact with my understanding of the universe. So there is no better high than feeling in harmony with your thoughts and actions.
yeah.
How long is your meditation when you do it?
Yeah. So I was introduced to it 6 months ago
Okay.
when I went through like a hard time. It's the first hard time since I was sober. And
What was that?
when I found my girl at somebody else's house.
Oh, so this
Yeah.
was recent.
Yeah, summer.
Yeah, yeah.
July, early July, on almost our 3-year anniversary, or no, 2-year anniversary. And I said, hold my friend, I need a hug. He's like, come on over. He owns a pizza shop. He's like, come over to my house tonight. And I went through a 45-minute guided meditation and was addicted. And then I've done it every night since. And when I do it, Kelly, it's about 20 minutes to 40 minutes. But I only do a certain amount of positions or techniques.
Yeah.
But when I go to his house every Sunday, it's that hour long. And
yeah.
so it's another way of getting closer to that self-awareness. It's another
cool.
tool.
I mean, I've always wanted to meditate, but I feel like I'm not patient enough.
Yeah.
You
Me
know?
neither. I do. I
Like,
understand what you're saying.
you couldn't take us through like a 30-second thing, or is that not enough time to like get?
I could explain. Sure, I can. I don't want to sit down on the floor to do it, but I will tell you. I stretch
Mm-hmm.
quietly. I light a candle. I stretch quietly for about as long as I need to.
Mm-hmm.
I sit in a cross-legged position. I rest my hands on my knees, and for the first like 5 to 10 minutes, I'm just breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, chin down,
Mm-hmm.
eyebrows slightly raised, trying to focus on a single point of focus right
You
here.
have your eyes closed, right?
Eyes closed, eyebrows slightly raised, chin down, and trying to go on a single point of focus at the third eye level, which is right about here.
Mm-hmm.
And I just breathe in and breathe out. Thoughts will come, let them come, let them go. Another thought will come, let it go. Don't like harbor in it. And just breathe in, and slowly the breaths will become deeper. In through the nose, out through the nose. Don't hold it at the top of the breath. Just let it go out naturally. And in time, this rhythm will just start to go a little bit easier. The thoughts will be less. Now, after 6 months of every night, I still have thoughts, but they are less frequent. There may be 3 minutes that will pass at a time where there's no thoughts, which is where I want
I
to
don't know
be.
what that feels like.
That's
That
amazing.
sounds
No, it's
really
amazing.
good.
So it's
Yeah.
I
amazing.
would love to figure out a way to do that.
Yeah.
You know how you do it? Start.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Stomach. So everything is an excuse. The only reason you're not, if you're at all interested in meditating, just do it. And if you don't, that's on you.
You know what? I
So just
did
that's part
do
of being
it
honest with
with
yourself.
classes.
Mhm.
Like they would have them at Equinox, and
Yeah.
like it would be like people would be like, "I'm not gonna waste my time with that." Like, there's no workout, there's no yoga, there's no Pilates, and I was like, "No, this sounds like it's forcing us to get centered in this environment that
Mhm.
is serene. It smells like eucalyptus, whatever it may be."
Mhm.
But that was the first time that I really got into it.
So there's no point in time where you're closer to your God, whatever you believe in. I'm just saying, whatever
I'm
you believe in,
Buddhist.
whatever
She's something.
I don't
spiritual,
really know what I am. Yeah.
whatever your belief, if you believe you're part of something bigger than you,
Are you Catholic?
no,
Okay.
I'm spiritual.
Yeah.
I'm
Your
not
law of attraction.
I'll never be boxed in a religion.
Are
I
you
take
the
pieces.
secret?
Huh?
Do you follow the secret?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. It's a lot of the vocabulary and the words that you're describing are affiliated through the secret. It's the book.
Oh, I don't. I would like that book.
You
yeah.
would love it. The
Yeah.
law of attraction. It's
Oh.
it's pretty life changing. It was
Yeah.
on Oprah's book list, and I know I sound like dating myself, but it was when she like was doing this show back in the day.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
so there's so many commonalities and,
Yeah.
and parallels between all things, but if you look at the most common thread, is love. It's a oneness.
Yeah.
It's a oneness, right? So the act of Rumi, the philosopher Rumi. You ever heard of this?
I've heard of Rumi.
Okay, the Rumi's quotes are amazing.
Yes.
You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop. So meaning, I am as much the universe as the universe is me.
Yeah.
So you understand?
Mhm.
You're not a drop in the ocean. You're the ocean in a drop.
Yeah.
And so when you find yourself alone, it means that God, the universe, has removed everyone so that you and him can be together. So when you meditate, when I meditate, I am as close to that universal consciousness as any other time in my life.
Mhm.
So I want to keep coming back because that's home base. That's home base. Home base is grounded, centered, focused. Everything else is a distraction and noise. The only purpose is really to just be as in close harmony with your understanding of purpose, what your purpose is.
Damn. That is a lot to digest in the best way possible.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
Jason,
Listen,
we
we
are
didn't know
so
what to
happy.
expect.
I'm sorry. I only know one direction, and it's
Oh
deep.
my God. Never apologize.
like,
you were barking up the right
Kelly,
alley.
imagine like going on dates, right?
Right,
And
yeah.
people want to talk about bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, what's your favorite color? Do
Yeah,
you
I
like
know.
spicy food? I'm like, who the
done.
fuck are you?
I'm
What do
done.
you like? What drives you?
Yeah.
What's your passion? Do you
Right.
believe in something bigger than yourself?
Yeah.
I can't do small talk.
I
I
can't
love
either.
I can't get
it.
hot for
No.
you unless you have something going on like deeper. You know?
Right.
That is impressive. That is a good way to put it. I feel like as a realtor, I have to like do small
Oh, I
talk,
did too.
but
I did too.
I
can,
mean, you're a sales guy. You
Yeah.
know, you're in sales. I mean, you luckily
talking about
don't have to
dating,
do
you know.
that. Well, yeah, that's
talking
true.
about dating. Like, you know.
Dating is a different ball game.
So when I was drinking, my pool, the market was like this, like
Yeah.
everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And now my options are becoming more and more and more and more narrow.
Yeah.
That
Because
makes
people
sense.
who aren't like-minded.
Mhm.
So that was another. I would have never grown spiritually with this person I was dating, and
Right.
the universe is like, no, we need you to get moving. We need to kick you in overdrive.
Mhm.
I
You got to help
remember
people.
I remember hearing about this. Now, 2 years ago, I met this person and I knew I had like a connection making out at the bar sober. I was newly sober. And but I was like very protective of my sobriety because it was so new. I'm like, they probably like to party.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get their number, but I'm not gonna entertain this.
yeah.
And then
Smart.
literally a year later, they're reaching out to me, watching mocktails are messy, and
Yeah.
asking, what kind of mocktails or non-alcoholic beverages do you recommend?
So
The universe like
it's
literally listened to this. I
Beautiful, yeah.
wanted that person, but I didn't want to sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, about the smelling the wine on their breath.
Yeah, you know your limits, right?
Yeah.
And it's really smart for somebody early on to protect themselves. Yeah.
To not date really anyone.
Yeah. And just backtrack a second. Like, I didn't get sober on my own.
You got sober with that guy in the car.
Yeah. So I was introduced to Alcoholics Anonymous through this guy, but I am not a book thumper. Like, I'm
And-
not a guy who's like, this is the only way, the way.
No.
Mhm.
The first line of
You're
the
not a
book.
teetotaler.
No, I'm not. The first line, but I was delivered the message that has been passed on since the 30s that have helped more people get sober than any other thing in the world.
And
So
can
it's
you
the
give
most
us
successful
that?
program in the world.
And I really want to make it public when the people like me and you that really want to share this like life-changing, like I think she even thinks to herself, she's like, gosh, like I'm sober curious. Like I just like wish I didn't enjoy like a glass of wine on a Friday night because you say even after 2, she feels like kind of shit the next day.
Yeah.
Well, so sober curious, like this is a good, and it's a question for you. It's more of a lifestyle choice than a life or death choice, like it was for me.
Yeah.
So being sober curious is fine. Just it's like when you say, "Oh, I'm going to drink less," it's not because it's out of control. It's because you're deciding to treat your body differently.
Yeah.
You know, is that right? Am I right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's more of a
no.
question.
That is my thought is like I want to treat my body as best as I can.
Yeah. And having a drink every so often doesn't it's not going
Kill it.
to, or stint your emotional, spiritual, and mental growth.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what we aspire. I'm hoping we're all aspiring to become better.
Yes.
To grow.
Absolutely. We're on a journey.
Oh,
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
sure. And
Right.
I think especially with the new year, 2026.
Year of the horse.
The
Let's
year
go.
of the horse.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Fuck yeah.
I do agree. Like it's something that is just like you're very inspiring with your business, with your sobriety journey. I mean, just like the amount of like great little tidbits that you brought to us.
Will
like,
you do me a solid?
yes.
Will you ask people politely to follow us on Instagram?
Absolutely.
Because,
Okay, Jason,
let's
put
say
it
it
in.
now.
the company is Medici, Medici, Importers Global, and it's on Instagram. And what we do, and it's kind of fun, is that when we partner with a restaurant or a business, we do a collaboration where we'll go in and we'll show off their food and we'll show off our wine, and it's fun. And I have a great social guy. Him and his girlfriend. He's got a cute name. It's called Jimmy Big Muscles, and he's like great. They're a great little team, and I feel like if my ultimate goal is to share these creations that I sell that are made by families in Italy, I want to share it with as many people as possible. And the vehicle now is like, hey, what are those guys at Medici? Who are they selling their wine to? What kind of wine? Let me find them on
Right.
Instagram. It's not, and we're typically a distributor is not forward facing. We're like behind the scenes. But I do events, and I want to be in front because not only of who I am and the message of my life. I want to help people. I want to
Yeah.
share everything. I want to share what I sell, what these people in Italy make, my sobriety. I want to share everything I have with as many people as possible. It brings me the most joy.
Yeah, you can connect with so many individuals with like the wine, the normies that can still
That's
have a
right, man.
glass. And
Yes.
then even with sobriety, people like myself, like you really spoke to me and I'm like, okay, I need to learn from Jason how to be more comfortable with being around this because I can't be a hermit. I can't hide
No,
and be
no,
away
no,
from this, and I
no.
want to
You should.
spread
Yeah.
my message as well.
Yeah, it's you. No, you want to be on fire. You want to
Yes.
be well. Like there's a line from the movie Big Night. You have to take a bite out of the ass of life. I mean, this is like,
Amen.
let's go.
Amen.
Kelly, what I want to know.
These are trash. These are trash.
No, no. Let me read.
We
Give me.
know
Let me read the. Let me read. I'll go through it. Let me
what
see.
to expect, and this has been great.
Some people
You can
believe-
read it
I
out
do
loud.
wanna
Oh, some
date-
people really believe. Some people believe you can't really know wine unless you drink it. Does that ever get in your head? Okay, we talked about that. That's
Yeah.
good. So no, that wasn't trash. We talked. Have you felt any kind of quiet shift in how people treat you? This is a good one.
Yeah.
Have you felt? I love the phrasing. Have you ever felt any kind of quiet shift in how
smart.
people treat you in the industry since you stopped drinking? Well, I'd say no.
That's awesome.
Yeah. that's good.
Once your product is out in the world, how much responsibility do you feel? We talked about that. There have been moments when you've had to sit with whether your work still fully aligns with who you are now. No, we talked about that,
Yeah.
so I agree with it. But there is, I'll tell you, there was a couple. I'll tell you something that happened recently, and this will blow your mind. So I was at a private club in town, nameless,
The
right?
Duke King
The
Club.
Duke, yeah. And so I go there and I have dinner fairly often. It's in my profile that I'm a sober person. I order a Virgin Bloody Mary, as I normally do, spicy. I take
Extra.
extra spicy. That's right. Did I tell you this already?
You need it. I need
take
it.
2 big swigs because I drink enthusiastically. Because when I drank, I was a pounder.
Me too.
So like you'd be,
Oh, yeah,
you'd turn around and be like, Jason's done. We need another. And I'm like, always drank fast. So I drank 2 big gulps and I raised the glass and I lean over to the bartender and I say, is this virgin? She says, no.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, well, it should be.
Good
And
for you.
so for a person that is I thought about it, I sat with it, and I had a long conversation with the people there because for me, it didn't affect me.
No.
I think I actually felt a little something, but
Yeah.
it didn't shake my sobriety.
No.
But somebody who was 3 months in might have
Yeah.
interpreted that as an act of God and say, "Oh, look at that! The universe wants me to drink. I'm supposed to drink."
Oh,
and it could
exactly.
have fucked them up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I took it very seriously with the powers that be there, and was very adamant that if I had a serious problem, I could really cause a stink for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I reached out to somebody in AA and I was like, I had that happen too. And I was like, oh my God, I was freaking out. I'm like, is this still like being sober? And they're like, oh, you're fine.
And we weren't sure if this was going to get confrontational, so I was prepared in case it did, and it did
Well, I
not.
love this. It says Kelly Saver Lines.
Yeah,
Can I,
I mean-
say this is awesome. I don't think there's a clean answer here, which is kind of why I'm asking. Like, so we are so on the same page. Like, I am the most non-confrontational person, but I will stand up for myself. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna not let our solid foundation based on principles and edicts that make sense: kindness, empathy, generosity, genuine care and concern. If somebody's stepping on those toes, then we're gonna have a conversation.
Right.
Right.
But otherwise, I'm pretty go with the flow.
Well, I think, you're an interesting person. What is a typical day in your life? What's that look like for
Oh,
you?
yeah. Okay, so some days are very down days. Like, okay, so I run a business, right? I own a business and I have partners. And if I was to dedicate 100% of my energy to the business, would it be doing 3x or 3 times more than it's doing now? 100%.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be this guy sitting in front of you. So balance is a huge part of my life.
You're still finding that.
So some days
Right.
I wake up and I look at can I do anything to affect positive change on my business? And if the answer is yes, I'll do it. If the answer is, yeah, you can do that or this, do you want to right now? Maybe not. And I'll play tennis and I'll sauna steam and I'll meet a friend for a slice of pizza. So some days is very little, but most days, 90% of the days are phone calls, Zoom calls, setting in-person meetings with future clients. So there's talking strategy with my board. You know, we're in expansion mode. A private equity firm is buying a piece of my company, which is going to transform my portfolio overnight.
Can we start a non-alcoholic wine brand?
Yeah, hit me. Yeah, I mean, I would
We're
definitely try.
dying to get involved. There are no good
No, they're not.
dry.
There's not.
Yeah, so
They are all taste sweet like grape juice.
so yeah, the non-alcoholic wine thing. It's like I don't like. So I'm a mocktail drinker, but I want a mocktail that doesn't remind me of booze.
Oh, see,
That's a good point.
well, you know what? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
want
Maybe
I don't want a non-alcoholic gin.
ask me. Well, let
Yeah.
me ask you this. Like, is that my problem? Because I love that like spicy skinny margarita with extra spice. I love the fake tequila. I think it's just maybe that's my
Okay.
problem.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. Some guy, he knows I like mocktails. And he's like, oh, you gotta try this canned thing. And it was like a mezcal thing. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
took a sip of it. I'm like, dude, that fucking tastes like tequila. Why the fuck would I want something that
Right.
tastes like tequila?
That's what I think too. Yeah.
And so that would, if I wanted something that tasted like tequila, that means I still want tequila.
Maybe that's my problem.
So like, I mean, that's my thinking though.
Yeah.
Okay, if you loved the fucking flavor of bourbon, but didn't love the buzz, then I would say, okay, maybe you should drink alcohol as bourbon. But if you,
I didn't like the buzz because I felt tired. I felt
well,
like
no, you must have loved the buzz because you drank for a long time.
Oh, you're right.
You definitely did.
I
Hold the phone now,
loved
Jim.
it.
Let's get real.
I did.
So by me drinking
You're
something,
calling me out.
by me drinking something that is so close to
Yes.
the alcoholic drinking minus the alcohol, like makes no sense. Like so for
Okay,
me,
yeah.
for me, because I have a friend. He's sober 7 years. He likes this place in New York called Spirited Away. It's like
Okay.
gin that doesn't have alcohol. And he's a doctor and he's cool about it. So I can't judge I don't judge
so,
anybody.
Yeah.
But
I
that's,
think
I'm
that's
just talking
my
about
thing.
me.
Yeah.
But I like mocktails that are like exciting and savory. Like
Right.
what's that place?
Spirits
Pusadi's
and
Garden.
tail. Oh,
Pusadi's-
Pusadi's Garden.
Yeah, they had a really good. I was like the first time I got turned on to a mocktail that I was like really enjoyed, and it was like coconut milk and camphor leaves, and like
Yes.
I was like, what the fuck? But I drank it so fast that I spent $40 on 4 because it was like
yeah.
so fast. I drank them so fast. It was like, but I love.
Is it a lot of sugar in there?
No, so that's what I don't want. So I
Okay.
don't. When somebody's like, "Oh, hey, can you make me a mocktail?" 90% of the time, you're going to get fruit juice and sugar.
Yeah.
Right,
Like a
and that's a
Yeah.
mess up.
That's a cop out. That's
Yeah,
like that.
that's
I don't care that
dessert.
you are a non-drinker. I'm just going to give you something to pacify you and shut you up. Something easy for the well. I got simple syrup and freaking
Yeah.
cranberry. No, dude.
Well, see, I'm a chugger like you back in the day when I was
Chugger,
drinking.
yeah,
And,
chug.
you know, I just like wanted to down it. And so for me, if there's a mocktail that has like that bitter, like stiff, like almost kind of like alcoholic taste, I'm not going to guzzle. I'm going to sip.
No, I can't sip anything.
You can't sip even when
Water,
it's even when it's
coffee.
strip or spicy or whatever.
Spicy down.
Yeah.
I'm an ingester.
Do you burp?
The
a
only
lot?
thing I sip, no, it's a little bit sometimes. But the only thing I do sip, because I drink so many espressos.
Oh, I love that. Are you a
is-
caffeine addict?
Yeah, matter of fact, if I was wondering why I got a headache. Like, 2 times last week, I was like, had a blistering headache at 3 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I didn't have coffee today.
Yeah.
But
You know what? I'm all about like trying to take it out of the equation for so many months because I do love caffeine. She knows this about me. And I feel like in some ways I'm like, oh my God, I'm nervous. I'm shifting my addiction. It's like, is it sex now? Is it coffee?
So
like
it'll always
weed?
be. So sex is very interesting. If we could just for a second. So if you've had sober sex, I'm imagining.
Oh my God, so much better.
It's different.
Well, I mean, I miss that like wildness in the beginning, but like actually in the middle of
Was
it.
the other person sober too?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've had both,
Yeah.
and it's definitely better when both people are sober.
Yes.
Like 100%.
Right. Because you don't
Matter
want
of fact,
that
I get like kind
sloppy.
of like tripped out if they're like a little over than just buzzed. But
Right. Yeah.
know thyself, right? So it's like a really powerful, incredible connection when it's the right person.
Yes.
First off, which is sometimes worth the wait. You know, there's a difference between getting off and getting with somebody that's really a
The
good match.
chemistry.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
do you think about sober sex?
My mom watches this, so I want to hear that.
We used to go into like so much more detail. Now she's like a regular. We're impressed with your business. We're impressed with your spiritualness and just like your wisdom with you can educate us. Like learning about how your business affects you and your sobriety and also like who you are as a person. If you had one piece of advice to give somebody from today and what Jason Grant is all about, what would it be?
To take a leap of faith and be honest with yourself about all things. Honest with yourself about what you're doing for a living, how you're living, how you treat other people. Just take a moment to breathe and put down the bag of bricks that is your representative, your ego, and do a little self-analysis. Say, am I doing what it feels right deep down? Just be a little bit more honest. That leap of faith, but being honest with yourself.
Amen. Thank you for coming on the show,
Amen.
Jason.
Thank you, Jason B. Grant. This is Ryan Frankowski and
Kelly Muskorski.